Welcome to another video with Ellie and Lucas. Today we are on location in the United States. Today we'll share the shock that we experienced in the first 72 hours of being back in the US after 1.5 years.
As you'll come to find out in the video coming out on Sunday, we're doing a little home remodeling. So today you'll get to hear our shocking encounters while we do a little bit of housework.
One of the things that I found most different is that there's sales tax included in the prices. So I mean, I knew this before, but it was just shocking to me how I went to a store and it cost normally, like, my bill was $30, and then they say, yeah, but it's $35 including sales tax. And I'm like, why don't you just automatically include the sales tax so I don't have to think about it and then also be like disappointed when I get my receipt? Another point that I have is that I really kind of miss the whole American niceness. Like, people here seem to talk with a smile on their face. I mean, of course this isn't true for all people, but generally people seem to be like, oh, hi, how's it going? And they just seem very nice and pleasant and helpful and like happy to help you. Whereas in Germany, I don't feel like that's the same case. Going along with that, when I was at the dentist, my dentist asked me, he said, hi, how are you? And I said, I'm good, how are you? And he said, I'm terrible, and I laughed. And this kind of got me thinking about something that we've talked about, is that Germans don't really ask how you are unless they really know you, and then they genuinely care. But Americans seem to ask everyone how they are, and the typical answer is good. I try to answer realistically how I am, especially to people I know closely, but it just made me feel so bad because I like laughed when he said I'm terrible, because I kind of thought he was joking around, which I mean he was, but like, it's not really funny to joke about if someone is terrible or not, and it's not funny to laugh at that. And so that just kind of made me think that you really need to like be truthful in your answer and caring about other people, which I try to be. So listen to the answer and actually see how their day is if you ask, because you mean it, right?
Okay, these hurt my ears. Owie, 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 owie. Better. Okay, a huge drastic change for me coming home has been like prices of groceries and stuff like that. So like, my mom has always, since I've been growing up, has always gone to eat out at restaurants a lot. And I realize now as an adult that's largely because she was a single mom and very busy, and it was just easier for us to do that than to cook at home and wash dishes. But living with Ellie in Germany and all this stuff, I'm so used to buying groceries at the store for a reasonable price and coming home and cooking throughout the week. And now since we've been back, we've eaten out like, I don't know, every other meal. And we tried going shopping, and what I would usually get at Aldi's for like 80 euros costed us like 140 US dollars, which does not account for the exchange rate. So we definitely paid more just for like fruits and vegetables here. That one does make me miss Germany for sure, because it feels like my money goes a lot further in Germany than it does here.
Oh no, I stepped in the paint.
Okay.
I know. I still want to get it all over the floor. Something else that I find different here is in the US, I feel I can go out wearing my like sweatpants, my pajamas if I wanted. I mean, not that extreme, but like athletic clothes, and I don't feel like different. Whereas in Germany, I definitely feel like there's like, at least for me, I feel like there's this mentality that you need to dress nice to go out. So like jeans and something you wouldn't wear just like every day, or like something you wouldn't wear just at home. So on the first day I just wore this neon bright athletic top and my athletic leggings, and I just felt so comfortable and confident here. That's obviously a me issue that I should probably get used to, because people have told me that in Germany it doesn't matter, but I still feel like it does. Another thing that I find different and I miss about Germany is I feel like in Germany the storekeepers kind of know what you're talking about. I mean, or know how to help you. although I don't really know how true this is because we haven't really done any major like home renovation projects in Germany, but at least here in the US, I went to some of like the home stores, like where you get like building supplies, and I asked them about like, because I need to do a curtain rod for the shower and like this type of stuff. And I asked someone for some advice, and these people all seem like high schoolers or people with not a lot of experience. They just work there, not like they don't have much building experience. So you really have to like seek out the managers if you want to get like accurate help. Like one of the things was I wanted to get a specific candy bar for one of our taste testing videos that we'll be putting out. And each of the store workers told me that on their computer it says that they had some in stock, but someone told me that they were in the back, but the back was a mess, so they weren't able to get them. Someone else told me they were on the floor, which they weren't because I looked twice and through behind all the candy bars. And someone else told me, yeah, we can't get you a manager. And seriously, I went through 5 people trying to get to the manager. Finally, I found the manager. And she's like, no, they have them in another store in another city. She said that they apparently had some, no, her computer said they were sold out, but that they had some in another city, which no one else told me where else they had them, and I needed one. So finally we went driving to the other city to get one, but like, seriously, 5 people, it was ridiculous, just for a candy bar.
My next 2 things, and actually this first one killed me when we got to the US. But I didn't notice it until we walked out of the airport, and that was the sheer humidity of, at the very least, Wisconsin. And I've always known Wisconsin has humidity. I grew up here. But like, oh my dear goodness, I thought I was going to die just being outside. I could not wait to get into my mom's van, which then doesn't work that well. So its AC didn't work for like an additional 20 minutes. I thought I was dying. And I know in Germany, we have humidity, but it doesn't feel like it, not like it does here. So in Germany, when we first moved there, I wished I had AC. After 3 years, I don't really care. I don't need the AC, it's fine. But I could not even stand a single day back here at my mom's house without the AC on. I literally was dying, I was getting grumpy, I could not stand it. By the next day, I demanded that the AC be on, and it has been ever since, and I am not turning it off.
Just turn it up, because Ellie is cold.
Yeah, we just have to make it warmer AC. How weird is that? Because Ellie gets a little cold. And we actually do that in our car back in Germany sometimes, just because the AC removes that humidity. The other thing, and we've had to deal with this in the past, although Ellie's been having a bit of a hard time with it in the last couple of days, and that's just like adjusting to American food. Now granted, because we miss a lot of American restaurants, we're eating out a lot. And of course, our stomachs are not used to the food and how it's made there, so that definitely has a big impact. But even then, some of the food we buy at the grocery store are just a little different, so we've been struggling, especially Ellie, a little bit, with the changes in food. And I have to admit, in Germany, I do feel like a lot of what we eat is probably a little bit healthier or like more natural than what we eat here, but I will not lie, because American food does taste delicious. It just might not be as healthy as Germany food. I have to go back to painting. I haven't gotten very far. Ellie's like flying by all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Here's another one, and this one I didn't know it was a problem until I was driving around here in town. Police cars, at least in my town, are crazy. They're everywhere. I've never seen, the other day I was driving around, I think I saw 6 different police cars within like 2 to 3 hours. I think I see 6 police cars in Germany in a week when I'm out and about a lot. There are so many, and the bigger problem with that is that here I have to care about them. Because in Germany, for the most part, if you're speeding, you don't get pulled over. They leave that to the cameras and it's fine. But here, they will pull you over. And so every time I see a cop, I'm like freaking out if I'm at the right speed. Especially because growing up here, there are parts of the city where I do speed out a little bit because I know that they're not very busy and they really probably should be a little faster. But they're not, and so I just do what I'm doing, and then suddenly there's a cop like right there on the side of the road watching for speeders. And it bugs me a little bit, and I didn't know that I was so thankful about this in Germany until now, because it just annoys me to be worried about the police pulling me over. And in Germany, I'm not. The police feel like they're there to protect, not there to make me pay money. I don't know if I'll ever get over this one. It's really starting to bug me. And in the US, at least in my town, the police cars are generally gray or black. Sometimes you can't even tell it's a police car until you're like right next to it. Or in Germany, they're all bright blue and green. You know where they are all the time. I don't feel like they're hiding from me. It's a really weird feeling. I've never felt this way my whole life until now. I don't know if I'll ever get used to it either. Oh well.
Another thing that we find surprisingly different is the size of the vehicles here. And I mean, yes, I know that in Germany the vehicles are smaller, and I know that the vehicles in the US are bigger. But gosh, it just felt really shocking when we came back here, and I swear everyone was driving a pickup truck. And I was like, why are you all driving pickup trucks? When did this all happen? Like, I didn't see that many pickup trucks before when we were living here, I don't think. Or maybe they just stood out to me, I don't know. But the amount of people with pickup trucks is insane. Like, in Germany, the cars are all smaller and very few people have pickup trucks unless they're like contractors or something. And so it's just really interesting. Not bad, not good, just different. We also have seen a ton of Jeeps on the road, and this makes me miss my Jeep so bad. You can see what Jeep I used to have up here. Another thing that I don't know, it's kind of lived up to our expectations, I guess, is the way that the American people are handling masks and COVID and stuff. So when we came here, we kind of thought that, I hope there's not paint on my face. Ugh. When we came here, we kind of thought that that most Americans wouldn't be wearing masks because that's the way the news makes it sound, and we felt like we would be like kind of the weird ones, you know, for wearing the masks. But despite this, we both said, no, we're gonna just wear masks because we feel like this is what's best. So here we adopted the policy of whenever we walk into a restaurant, we're wearing a mask, or wherever we go in public, we wear masks. That's not like, you know, the sidewalk or something. Or like the open air with not a lot of people around. So, and doing it, I actually find like, it's fine. No one looks at us weird, you know, it's kind of like normal. And I'm happy that it's not as big of an issue as my head made it out to be. So, going forward, I will continue wearing a mask.
Mark.
I cracked myself up. Tool Time reference if any of you get the show Home Improvement.
So those are all the things that shocked us in the first 72 hours of being back in the US after 1.5 years. I think we can agree that some of them we never really thought would be problems because they never were before. But I don't know, maybe 1.5 years with Germany during COVID time really changes your perspective on things.
I do feel like I'm more German now.
Agreed. Make sure if you want to see more videos in the future that you click the like button down below, and if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing and clicking that bell button too so you'll hear about all of our new videos. We are totally happy to have more and more people in our small little traveling community.
Our next goal is 5,000 subscribers, so please support us on the way to that goal.